Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the work of Teru Nakashima.
Okay.
He's a Japanese counselor who uses a very, I don't know, interesting, kind of a fascinating technique to help people understand themselves better.
Sounds intriguing.
It is, it is. It's basically, he has people close their eyes and try to write their name,
Oh, wow.
and we're going to dive into that today and see what we can uncover.
I'm curious to hear how something so simple can reveal so much.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of it, you know? It's so simple, but when you actually do it, it's really, really
Yeah.
eye-opening.
It seems like it would be
Yeah.
deceptively challenging.
It is. So let's kind of break down the exercise a little bit more. Nakashima, he instructs you to take a pen and paper, close your eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and just try to write your name. And you would think, oh, that's super easy. But as soon as you do it, you realize how much we rely on our sight,
Yeah, absolutely.
even the simplest of tasks.
We take it for granted.
We do. We do. I tried it myself, and I was like bumping into the table. I couldn't write straight.
Oh,
It
really?
was pretty humbling, to say the least.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So what do you like? What's going on there?
Well, I think it all comes back to this feeling of lack that Nakashima talks about.
Okay.
When we suddenly lose a sense that we rely on so heavily, like our sight, we experience this kind of vulnerability, this
Right.
insufficiency. And that feeling can be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but it's also really revealing.
So it's like shining a light on how much we depend on things that we normally don't even think about.
Exactly, exactly. It forces us to confront our limitations in a very direct way.
Okay. So we're feeling this lack, but how does that actually help us?
Well, think about it this way. By experiencing this lack, even if it's just for a few moments, we can start to empathize with people who live with those limitations every day.
Oh, I see.
Like people who are visually impaired, their world is constantly navigating these challenges.
Right.
And this exercise gives us just a tiny glimpse into that experience.
So it's like a bridge to understanding other people's struggles.
Yeah, it helps us break down that illusion that we're all self-sufficient and
Mhm.
reminds us that we're all interconnected. We all need each other.
That's a really good point. I like that. And Nakashima, he also talks about how this exercise can be helpful for dealing with stress.
Yes, especially in work situations. When we're stressed, we often fixate on what we're lacking,
Mm-hmm.
the resources,
Right.
right?
Like,
Skills.
if only I had more time, or if only I had more help, or
Exactly, exactly. And that kind of thinking can be really paralyzing.
it can, because you're just focusing on what you don't have instead of what you can actually do.
Exactly. And that's where this exercise comes in. It's like a mental shift. It helps us to reevaluate our strengths and our resources.
So instead of looking at the negative, you're looking at you're looking at the positives, basically.
Exactly, exactly. And that can be incredibly empowering.
Okay. So it's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending that we don't have limitations.
No, not at all. It's about choosing how we respond to those limitations. It's about remembering that we still have the power to act, even in situations where we feel limited.
That's really interesting. It's amazing to think that something as simple as writing your name with your eyes closed can have such a profound impact on our perspective.
It is. It really speaks to the power of mindfulness. Even the most ordinary experiences can offer incredible insights if we just approach them with curiosity.
Yeah, and I think that's a great takeaway for everyone listening. What other things in our daily lives are we overlooking that might hold similar potential for self-discovery? It's really something to think about.
It is.
So thank you all for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep exploring. Keep an open mind.
Sounds good.